Brown Park podcast is brought to you by Grow Clinics. You can go to growclinics.com.au/Brown Park to book a free consultation or for more information. Today's guest has died twice.
He is an absolute mad dog with zero fear.
Yeah, he's been Tom Cruise's stuntman.
Because the likeness is uncanny.
Yeah. He's a stunt driver. He's a stunt truck driver. His name is Matt Mingay, and he's on the show today.
The Brown Podcast.
Question.
Hit me with it.
You've crashed a number of cars in your life.
I really have, but I keep telling my wife that that's why I'm such a good driver now, because I learned from my mistakes, and I've made a lot of them.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start from the top. How many cars have you written off in your life?
Written off? 3 written off, like proper written off.
Mm-hmm. How many accidents have you had?
Documented, I would like to say about 6 or 7.
Holy hell.
Undocumented, yeah. Look, a lot.
Okay. I know a few of them. Let's go with the motel one.
Yes. And look, I cannot drive past this motel even to this day without looking at it and going, oh, my God. So, yeah, look, I was on my way home from Surfers Paradise after a night out.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving my VH Commodore because, you know, all good 17-year-olds drive a VH Commodore.
That thing would be worth a fortune now.
If I didn't crash it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, look, I'm cruising down the Gold Coast Highway. The roads were wet. For some rhyme or reason, I lost control of the car. So I spin out and I come to a stop in the front of the Camelot Motel there in Miami, or Nobby's, I think, either one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I crash in the front of that. I knock out their fence, which is like 100 years old, and their brand new neon sign. The car's a complete write-off. But when we came to a stop, so I was hooking down there. Yes, speed might have been involved, allegedly. And we come to a stop, and my mate who's in the passenger seat is just screaming because the car's all beat up. Like it was a pretty bad accident. My mate's in the passenger seat screaming. People that are passing by come in, help him out of the car. I'm thinking, oh my God, what have I done to him? They get him out of the car because I had to break the car door open to get him out. And he's on the ground going, my big toe, my big toe. I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, look, the end result was it cost me about $25,000 for the exercise because I was uninsured. I had to pay for all the damages I did, rightly so. And I also wrote my car off. So it might have even been a bit more than 25 grand, but because I wasn't insured, their insurance company sent me the bill for the amount of damage that I did. And I was a 17-year-old apprentice. I had no money, so I had to go into a payment scheme with them. I think the initial one was like $50 a month. And after doing that for about a year, I rang them up and said, look, I can't afford that anymore. I'll give you $25 a month, which they accepted. I guess, look, any money's better than no money. So I did that for about 7 or 8 years, maybe even longer. And then I came into a little bit of money, and I rang them up and said, look, there's X amount outstanding. I'll give you $2,000 to clear the debt. And they took the $2,000 and that was that. So it was about 10 years all up before I actually finished paying it off. And now every time I drive past, I go, I own that fence.
Now let's chat to somebody who can do it properly.
Well, look, hey, he's crashed a few as well. And look, maybe with the amount of times I've crashed, maybe I should have become a stunt driver. Who knows?
Brown Park special guest.
Today's guest is a stuntman. He's been Tom Cruise's stuntman. We'll get into that. He's also known for his stunt truck driving,
which ended pretty badly for him at an event in Detroit in the US.
And we'll get to that as well. Matt Mingay, hello. How are you, mate?
Hey, guys. Good, thanks, guys. How are you guys?
Living the dream, like we said, just off air.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. We're really busy already at the start of the year. So I'm not supposed to be busy for us at the start of the year. Yes, last year was the busiest year I've had in my life. We tried to make up for all the COVID crap going on, and we certainly did. I think we did 30 events in 10 months.
Wow.
Holy hell.
We're pretty under the pump.
That's a lot of time on the road.
I know. I spent more than half a year sleeping in hotel beds or Airbnb beds. So people say to me at the end of the year, oh, you got some time off? Are you going to go away? Oh, no, I'm not going anywhere.
want to sit at home and do nothing.
I want to be in my own bed. Yeah.
Look, let's talk the Matt Mingay story. It's a very interesting one. You were very successful in your racing car career, and then it all sort of came crashing down. But what were you like before the accident?
Well, not much has changed for me as far as I think. My persona, my characteristics, and my mannerisms. I was always a loose unit, crazy on bikes, and cars, and trucks, and you name it. If someone gave me a challenge, I'd do it. As simple as that. I got a slight speech impediment. People actually think I'm drunk.
That's how I sound on a Saturday night, so don't worry.
I've had so many people on video clips and YouTube clips that have made wrote smart-ass comments about, how many drinks he had, and because of my major jaw injury, I shattered my whole jaw, lost 11 teeth. My whole jaw was made of titanium. I had a brain injury. I got a thing called dysarthria, which is the right side of my tongue is numb. So that's why I speak like I'm drunk.
Wow. So how do you go through metal detectors then? Does your jaw set it off?
Terribly.
Yeah, I'll bet.
No, so the national ones are pretty good. The international ones are terrible.
Yeah.
Titanium in my leg, my knee, my hip, my whole jaw's made titanium, my teeth. I got 3 titanium screws in my forehead. I think that's it. Yeah.
You're like the $1 Million Man for those women back in the day.
So how did you get into the whole stunt world in the first place?
I was the first person in Australia to start stunt riding. I was 26 years ago. The European Stunt Champion came to Australia and it made a stunt comp, and I beat him in his own comp. And he kind of took me under Robbie Boulder, took me under his wing and toured around Australia for a couple of years. We went our separate ways. And I battled on. I was doing tough. Unfortunately, this day and age, when you do stunt riding, you look at YouTube or look at DVDs or any type of video channels, and you can see how to do it. Back when I did it, there was no such thing.
Yeah.
So it was very much trial and error, usually way too much error.
I mean, I was going to say that too, because you pretty much led the way with stunt riding from I guess its onset. And like you say, there was no courses, no YouTube video. So I imagine you wrecked a few toys along the way too, yeah?
Oh, mate, 100%. I've broken 42 bones in my career. Most of them were just through, like I said, trial and error, not knowing how to do something, but giving it a damn good go, and wrecking so many bikes and cars, and mainly motorbikes in my career. So, yeah.
And how'd you pay for them? Like, when you wrecked it, I mean, were they insured back in the day? I mean, how do you cover that cost?
Nothing insured. Just bodgy and dodgy it up. Zip ties and tire wire.
Nothing zip ties and duct tape can't fix, right?
So you 42 broken bones, right? But how many broken cars and bikes? Have you kept a tally of how many you've gone through in your life?
No. God, no. Wouldn't dream of it.
So you got into it, and you beat this guy at his own competition. But did you start off from like 5-year-old, like as a 5-year-old Matt Mingay jumping off stuff and crashing bikes and all that kind of stuff? Did it go back that far?
Well, when I was a kid, about 7 years old, I remember I got many photos of me doing wheel stands on my push bike. I was a massive fan of Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
Always has been a massive fan of mine. I got his name tattooed on my arm. My little boy's name's Max Evil, after Evel Knievel. A huge fan. So I was always doing stunts as a kid, always doing much of my parents' dislike.
Yeah.
Always gave a red hot go. And I think my door opener was I did Stunts Australia for probably about 2 or 3 years on the bones of my ass. I was broke and always just trying to get it, keep ahead. And I got a job, got the opportunity to be Tom Cruise's stunt double in Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
I was going to say, I mean, the likeness is uncanny.
Lies.
How was that? Like, I wanted to ask you all about that because that seems like an incredible career opportunity.
Yeah, it was. I got a phone call. And I thought it was a prank to start with. I thought, as you would, someone said, would you like to try it for a movie? They didn't tell me what it was for. I said, yeah, sure. And they flew me from Brisbane down to Sydney for it, Eastern Creek Raceway. I think 11 people were trying out for the job, and they had about a dozen Triumph motorcycles there. And I arrived late because I flew in, and they were all going fast and racing, man, doing crazy stuff. And I got my gear on and jumped on a Triumph, never ridden it before ever, and waited for him to stop and went at the front straight and did wheel stands, stop eat donuts. And I had my titanium shoes. I went flat out about 140 k's an hour, jumped on the back of the bike, and skied behind the bike. And Tom Cruise goes, that's him. I want him.
That's the guy. Yeah. And had you done it before then? Done that type of trick before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Never on that bike, though. It was a bog stock standard Triumph. It was lights indicators and everything. So, so I got a job. So I worked on it for about 9 weeks, about 3 weeks by his side, just me and Tom Cruise. So it was good. It was a very good opportunity.
You still got him on speed dial? Can you just ring up and go, oh, it's on, mate, go, man.
All the time.
Brown Pop.
Grow clinics are a bunch of legends.
That they are. They support this podcast and they also gave us hair.
They certainly did. Grow clinics are leading the way in hair loss treatments in Australia and New Zealand, and they offer them the most refined hair transplant technique available with natural results guaranteed. You look very natural.
Well, thank you. And they also have solutions if you're not quite ready for a hair transplant yet.
Absolutely. They've got a range of other hair loss solutions. They're all about helping you feel more confident so you can achieve your goals. It's the ultimate hair growth experience where you're taken care of every step of the way, and they've got clinics all over this big brown land. And you can find out more at growclinics.com.au to book a free consultation or for more information.
Brown Pop.
So mate, I want to touch on that accident in Detroit in the stadium super trucks. I remember watching that at the time or being shortly thereafter, and the accident itself didn't, like on TV, it looked like you've seen before.
Yep.
But quite the opposite.
Yeah, so what happens was I raced stadium trucks for about 3 years before that, and it was quite successful with it, really good with it. So I got a couple of podiums and a couple of first places, and I got the opportunity to race one in Detroit at the Detroit Grand Prix. So I jumped on it, grabbed it by the horns and tackled it. And what happened, I flew in the corner and went up on two wheels and hit a wall. It sounds weird, but as you do. But the wall wasn't fixed properly. There was big steel pillars. Go hold every bit of concrete wall in place, and there was no steel pillar.
Oh, God.
What happened was the wall moved, and because the truck was already on two wheels, it hit the roof first and took the whole roof of the truck and took my head off with it.
Far out.
And it killed me on the spot. They revived me. I had reports the ambulance was leaving the track and stopped on the front straight, and people didn't know what we're doing on stopping on the front straight. It was because they were reviving me again.
Yeah.
So I died twice. Was in intensive care and for some time in Detroit. It's in Detroit for about 3 weeks. Detroit Hospital. And they flew me first class home in hospital in Australia for Gold Coast for 10 weeks.
Far out.
So 30 weeks in total, and it broke my neck because the wall just took the whole top of the truck, took my head off with it, broke my neck, gave brain injuries. A bar came through and shattered my whole chin.
Oh, far out.
Shattered my whole chin, took 11 teeth. I was pretty much a vegetable for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Do you remember anything about the accident? Do you remember going into it, or is it just all wiped out now because of it?
Wiped out. I don't remember a day of going to America.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember the flight over there. So I was pretty much a zombie for about, not a zombie, but I wasn't with it for about 6 months.
Yeah. Really?
Very hard to hold a conversation with me, and my attention span was very minimal, and it took me about 1.5 years to get back on track totally and utterly. But every now and again I thought I was doing okay, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I've often wondered what it's like, and I hopefully won't experience it myself because I don't do stunt driving at all. I barely do driving.
You're the safest guy I know. So
yeah, but what's it like coming out of a coma? Do you remember anything about it? There's no recollection at all.
The first memory I've got was I was in Gold Coast Hospital, and my little boy came to visit me. So first day back, and that was my first memory. I broke down in tears, and my little boy would break down and see Dad in a bad way, and say, "Yeah, that was my first memory."
So you don't even remember the first class trip home. What a bust!
I was going to say, imagine flying first class and not knowing.
They got me first class. They gave me first class at the Virgin Lounge and fed me up. So they tried to feed me up, but my jaw was wide shut.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jaw was wide shut for 5 weeks, so I had to eat through a straw.
Far out.
Now, normal people would go, okay, well, that's the end of my career. I'm going to now take it easy and see whether I can get like a comfy desk job or do something nice and easy. You get back into your trucks and you start racing again.
Yeah, 100%. Look, nothing annoys me more than people who get hurt and sit on the couch and watch TV and feel sorry for themselves. I didn't do an ounce of that. I remember the first day I was at a hospital, I was getting ready. I was 13 weeks out of hospital, and my wife said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going for a run." She said, "You can't go for a run." I'm going for a run. And I went for a run. I think she tracked me because she was afraid I was going to faint or pass out.
Yeah.
But nothing annoys me more. So it's very, very, very frustrating seeing people who feel sorry for themselves.
And I wanted to touch on, so through your recovery, how did your mental health hold up? I mean, how did you keep pushing forward with these, pretty bad injuries? And I just want to know how you managed that mentally.
Mentally, it was a very tough game. I think my wife, Maisley, she helped me out big time, and I did every type of thing imaginable: naturopaths and cryo chambers and acupuncture and physio. See, I don't believe in physio, but anyway. And I like CrossFit. And I just trained beyond belief. And people have said to me, "What do you do now? What are you going to do now?" I said, "Well, what do you mean what am I going to do now? I'm not going to get a job at Macca's or Bunnings or something. I'm doing what I do. I'm doing what I do."
Mate, I wouldn't want to see you on the crane doing the rounds at Bunnings. It'd be like, "Oh, here he goes."
On 2 wheels.
Yeah, go around the corner.
I think it was my second week at home. My wife saw me loading my Harley sun bike in the back of my ute. She says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going for a ride." She said, "You can't go for a ride. I'm going for a sun ride." She said, "You just got out of hospital. Are you insane?" I said, "Well, I'm not staying at home. I'll go back and do it slowly, and I'll persevere and I'll get on top of it." And so she came, and of course I crashed.
Good job. Hey, at least you were still going hard. That's good.
Yeah. How badly though?
Till I was hitting on my knee, but doesn't matter.
You must have been a real pain for your parents, because I put my parents through a fair whack when I was younger, crashing cars and doing stupid shit. Your parents, must be troopers.
Absolutely. My poor mum. My mum's a sweet little pom. She's the sweetest lady you'll ever meet, and so I do feel sorry for her, but nothing I can do about it.
Just remember, karma's a bitch, because my parents laugh at what my daughter's putting me through even now, and they just giggle, going, "Ha ha, you're going to get a little bit back."
I know, right? I got my little boy, his name's Max Evil. My little girl, she's nearly 5 years old, and her name's Zali Danger.
With a name like that, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
And she's a loose unit. She's going to be a crazy little thing. Oh, God help me.
So would you push them into the arena that you've been in? Would you say, "Yep, do it, it's great," or would you say, "Get the fuck out now"? No.
Yeah, God, no. No, definitely not one for holding back what they want to do, but I'm not going to influence it. I'm not going to pressure them into doing it. If they want to do it, so be it. I'll do it. I'm not being one of those that say, "You can't do that, you can't do that." if they want to do it, so be it. But I don't really want to see them break footed bones. Break bone with bone, trying to imitate dad. So we'll see how we go.
But your son's a pretty good driver, right? He's got his own little drift car, and he's a bit of a gun.
He's a real good driver. He's 15 years old now. He's been doing drifting and doing super truck driving with me since he's about 8 years old. And people can't believe it. Part of my show is we jump out of the vehicles and grab a flag, and the first person who grabs a flag is a winner. The sole reason I do that is that people, when he jumps out of the car, people see that he's just a kid. And
So good.
go, no way. To see he's driving his figure eight drive donuts and drifting, and to see a little kid jump out of the car, they're blown away by it. Blown away.
Brown Pop.
Grow Clinics are proud sponsors of this podcast, and I would suggest going to check out their website, which is growclinics.com.au, because you can take the Grow quiz and you answer 3 simple questions and they'll match you with the most suitable hair loss solution for your particular scalp.
They're doing some pretty amazing things at the moment. And if you're like me, I followed along the journey a long time before I actually pulled the pin and actually went and did it. So if you follow along with the Grow Diaries, I think helps a lot too. Like you even had a Grow Diary, didn't you?
I do. grow.diary.christo. Go there on Instagram and you can see my whole journey.
What you see in those diaries is exactly the journey that you go on. And I think what they're doing great with these diaries is everybody's journey is a little bit different. But I guess both you and I can attest that it is real, it does work, and you get hair at the end of it.
100%. Growclinics.com.au, because hair growth is simple with Grow.
Brown Pop.
I wanted to ask, how did you get the association with Hot Wheels? Because that's amazing. That stands out.
Yeah, it was. Well, I've been there 10 years now. I remember talking to my manager, and he said, what would a sponsor you would love to have? I said, what would be the most fitting sponsor you could imagine? I said, Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels, to be Hot Wheels family, I have all my cars, Hot Wheels would be fitting. And I remember landing a meeting with the Hot Wheels marketing manager in Melbourne, and I got a toy car on a truck, and I said, what does a kid do when they get these in their hands? They do slides, donuts, and wheel stands. That's what I do. That's what I do for a living. And she goes, you're right, you're right. So we hooked up with them, and the sales went through the roof for them. So for them, it was a very, very good fit, and for us, it was a perfect fit, because my fan base went through the roof, and there's virtually no event in Australia wants us.
Yeah, that's great.
And they stood by you through the whole accident and everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. They stood by my side and helped me out big time with it.
And I mean, I just want to touch on something. With the recent death of Ken Block, may he rest in peace. Does that change the way a stunt rider or the guys in your game operates? I mean, I imagine there's some type of a ripple effect coming across your industry.
Not in the slightest.
No.
To be honest, Ken Block's a great guy. I've performed with him twice in my career, and he's a great feeling man. Great at what he does. Everyone knows Ken Block's good, so I won't carry on about it. The fact that he died doing snow on a snowmobile and rolled it was just so unlike what he does. If he died racing his car, rolled his car, or hit a wall, hit a concrete wall, it might be a bit different. But because he's in a snowmobile, it's kind of weird. But to me, it doesn't affect what I do one little bit.
Yeah.
It's an inspiration, not funny.
How do you sit there and go, you know what, today I've decided I want to take that bike and I want to flip it and I want to do this or I want to do that? At what point, where do you get the idea from, and how long until you can actually pull it off?
Oh, look, to be honest, I've been doing what I do for 26 years, so probably the last 10 years, everything's tamed down a bit.
Yeah.
Well, my stunts on my Harley, I don't do as much as average crowd member can't see it, but I don't do as crazy stuff on my Harley Davidson what I used to do. And all the tricky technical tricks I don't really do because it makes it hard. It's so hard and so risky. As far as car stunts and car jumps, I'll give anything a go. The biggest thing is when people come ideas to me, I'll say, "Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. How do I do it? How do I do it?" So, I'm not over yet. There's yet to be a big stunt come. So stay in tune.
Oh, look out.
Nice.
And you hold the record for the world's fastest wheel stand.
No, I used to.
Used to. Who's got it now?
Oh, some guy in Europe. I broke the Guinness World Record. Guinness World Record, big difference between world record.
Okay.
I broke the Guinness World Record back in 2008, I think it was.
Yeah.
For the fastest wheel stand at 245 kilometres an hour for a kilometre.
Love it.
I hold the unofficial world record for the longest wheel stand on a Harley Davidson for 54 kilometres.
Where'd you do that?
What?
We can't say. In Mexico somewhere.
Yeah. I'll pull the bike out on the way to Darwin and do a wheel stand and have my car tracking me and measuring kilometres and had 7 trailers going past, shooting a horn and giving me a thumbs up. And to be honest, the sole reason that I put the wheel down because I ran out of fuel.
Oh, man.
I love it. So good.
And how knackered were you after that, though? That would have taken some balancing, yeah.
Yeah, pretty knackered. The forearms were aching and the calves were aching there, so it was pretty knackered.
So Tom Cruise, I want to go back to that because that sounds like it was a very interesting gig. What was he like as a person? What was, you're standing next to Tom Cruise for what you said, 6 weeks. Was he good or was he very focused?
No, he's a lovely guy. I don't know a bad word to say about him. He's very, what's the word for it, being polite here, very feminine.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. He is very, very easygoing and very feminine. Not bloke's bloke,
Yeah.
It was great what he did. It did annoy me quite some, still does, hear about Tom Cruise does all his own stunts.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He does a lot of his own stunts, don't get me wrong. All the tricky stuff, all the technical stuff, all the dangerous stuff, he doesn't do.
Yeah. Well, what about that one that I saw online? He was doing the one for the new Mission Impossible where he was riding his bike off a cliff and then had to parachute it.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah.
That was full. Would you do that?
Oh, I love to give it a go. Love to give it a go. Oh, my God. Be a dream come true.
See, I look at something like that and I go, not on your fucking life. No way would I do that. And you look at it and go, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. Let's do it.
Even I'd love to do that. That would be like mad, man.
It's crazy. See, I find these days, for many, many years, I find it hard to finally get that adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
People say, you say you live on adrenaline rush. When I do crazy bike stunts and car drifting and race tracks, it's just another day in office.
Yeah.
Another day in office. So I don't really get that adrenaline rush. I mean, if you crash and roll, I roll over many times and that gives you a adrenaline rush. I'll be,
yeah.
How good's that? But, to chase that adrenaline rush is pretty hard these days.
I mean, I'm sort of similar. I chase that adrenaline rush, but I tend to do that now through offending people, and it doesn't bode well.
Hey, you do that quite well.
Thank you. Very good.
What's the greatest stunt you've ever done in your mind to this point, apart from rolling the car in Detroit and almost killing yourself twice and then being revived? What's the greatest stunt that you've pulled off that you've gone, that's the shit, that's it, that's the one?
I should have never done one stunt. I usually do one that's tricky as hell to do. I'll nail it, I'll fall off and then I'll nail it. And then I'll perfect it and keep on doing it.
Yeah.
The hardest stunt I ever did was cracking the world record for fastest stopping. And stopping is where you go along at about 230 k's an hour and grab a big handful of front brake and go on the front wheel.
Yeah.
By the time I went on the front wheel and washed off speed, I got to 212 kilometres an hour on the front wheel. That was scary.
Yeah,
that's just finding that correct brake pressure and the balance, like just to get up at 225 k's an hour. That's sketchy as.
Yeah, it was pretty sketchy.
This morning I went at 60 kilometres an hour. That's pretty good. I was very happy with that.
A funny one. Speaking of crashes, we weren't speaking crashes, but speaking crashes, I performed in front of Adelaide Supercars many years ago. I was on a big power side, about 140 k's an hour, high side, big time. I was sitting about 100 metres on my back, and the bike was sliding, and I hopped up, and I checked my toes and finger. The crowd going bananas for it. I checked my toes, fingers, all one piece. I got my thumbs up, and ran all the way to my bike. And I did this big wrestling move on my bike. Big wrestling move. Dropped an elbow on it. When I dropped my elbow on it, I snapped my elbow.
The bike won that round.
I started to tip off the elbow when I dropped it. And so for many years, people thought I broke my elbow from the crash.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah.
And so is there any plans to jump the Grand Canyon? Because it was Evel Knievel did that, didn't he? Was it him that did it back in the day? Or did he give it a crack?
Yeah, it was Evel Knievel.
Is that on the bucket list? You want to give it a go?
I haven't planned that. No, not as yet. No.
I think you should.
Not as yet. That was the key word there. Not as yet. He'll do it.
Hot Wheels would love to sponsor that, wouldn't they? I mean, send you over there, give it a crack.
Well, man, thank you very much for spending some time with us today. I know you don't do many of these, and I'm very appreciative of the time that you've given us. Is there anything that you would say to your little self if you could go back and you were like, saw your 5-year-old pulling stunts?
I've never had that question before.
Knowing what you know, having gone through what you've gone through.
Don't go to Detroit.
Yeah. I don't have many regrets in life. Well, a big regret I got is going to Detroit. And why there was no steel pillars holding the wall together, because it was my fault. My accident wasn't my fault. So that was a pain in the butt accident. As far as all my other accidents gone, it was more so a learning phase. Now, if I was to give myself a bit of information, I don't know what I say. Probably try and have less accidents or less injuries.
Yeah.
All the injuries, I'm 45 now, and the injuries are starting to take a toll on my body. And for anyone else there listening who's had many injuries, I can't recommend enough to go training, to work out and do something, to get active, and just train and to try and mentally focus on what you're going to do and where you're going to be, and don't sit on a couch or TV, whatever you do.
Well, Matt Mingay, go and follow you online. I love watching what you do. I love looking at the cars. The cars are phenomenal. Mate, and if you get the chance to check you out, then somebody should go and do it. But thank you very much for your time, and best of luck in the future, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, guys. It's a pleasure talking to you guys.
Well, I think after talking to Matt, I really did miss my calling.
What, becoming a stunt driver?
100%. Listen to how many times he's crashed.
Yeah, I know, but he does it with style.
Valid.
Yeah.
And he does it in designated areas. So look, maybe I didn't miss my calling.
Thanks very much for joining us on the show. If you want to find out everything, you can go to brownpark.com.au. Our socials are brownpark_. We've got merch up there. You can support the show by getting yourself a fancy t-shirt or a jumper for winter or whatever you want to do.
Winter is coming, so keep that in mind.
Yes, and a big thanks to our sponsors, Grow Clinics, for always supporting our podcast as well. You can go and check them out at growclinics.com.au. We will see you next time.
See you later.
The Brown Podcast.